Who would have thought that these would still exist and be treasured and be played 50, 60, 70 years later? We're curating and presenting history. My name is James. I am an amateur DJ and radio host. My day job is I'm a professional engineer in civil engineering and a certified floodplain manager. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about records. I collect 45s, mostly 1960s soul, rhythm and blues, garage rock.
So this is 60s Northern soul, soul dancers, rhythm and blues kind of along here. And then I've even got some 90s Britpop stuff over there. A lot of important stuff is in the overflows upstairs. So this is my office and record room and my primary overflow for what won't fit downstairs. And my most recent addition, the overflow to the overflow. Too many records.
Two other friends of ours were DJing in a bar. They were doing this kind of music, and I started realizing that these 60s records, there were a lot of them sold around here. So I started collecting too, and we kind of took over the DJ night and then eventually took on a radio show. A big part of it for me is getting out and digging. I'm not just trying to build out a full collection of any particular artist or any particular label. I'm buying the ones that have the sound.
So speaking of the radio show that I do with my friend Uwe, we named it after this record by Willie Mitchell called That Driving Beat. It's a great rhythm and blues shaker. This is the Heartbreakers with I've Got to Face It on Derby City Records. Every time I was digging here in Louisville, I was hoping to turn up a copy, and I just never did. And finally, I just bought a copy from a British collector, and he mailed it back to Louisville for me.
A lot of what I collect is that music that they call Northern Soul. Now, that's not a genre that the American artists recording this music thought they were recording. A lot of them found out later that there was this massive market for it in England. So many of these records left the U.S. starting in the early 70s because the records were seen as worthless here. They hadn't sold.
Got another little stack here. An artist you may not expect when I'm talking about a collection of soul and rhythm and blues. These are 3 records of Dolly Parton's early soul singles. A lot of my records, I know exactly where I found them. This one by the Sacred Four called Somebody Watching You, a gospel soul funk group out of Indianapolis, which is one of the treasures of my collection. I love this record.
We moved from Western Kentucky to Buckinghamshire in England when I was 8 years old. So I was in England from 8 to 18. We always lived off base. Being in Britain and actually living in Britain to the point where one of the reasons that my wife Kate and I clicked in the early days is that we had the history in England and we both really love Britain. She says she listens to my show every week. I don't know. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. But I think she definitely appreciates this music a lot. From the Heart FM WXOX studios in Louisville, Kentucky, this is That Driving Beat. Everybody who does a show just does it because they want to share something. There's something just so satisfying about just moving the records around, queuing them. We just really enjoy being able to have the thing in our hand, to have something that's an antique. My favorite 45 is Jerry Williams, If You Ask Me Because I Love You. The rarest record I have is The Sacred Four, Somebody Watching You. My most nostalgic record is Jimmy James and the Vagabonds with No Good to Cry. A record that could be the soundtrack of my life is Sharon Jones's version of I Just Dropped In to See What Condition My Condition Is In. A record that I wish more people knew about is by a group called the James Gang, For a Little of Her Sunshine. Most of the records we play are 50, 60, 70 years old. It's not just a thing to look at. It is a useful item that carries history, that can tell you about a place, can tell you about people. It is possible those never got played on the radio, ever. Even if it did get played for a few weeks, it dropped off the face of the earth, and so we enjoy getting to put it back out on the radio.